Before I started using credit cards myself, from everybody I just heard one single thing, and that was credit cards are unsafe, you never know when somebody steals it, starts swiping and blah blah, all sorts of nonsense. Whereas if you take a look at why they were saying these things, you would see that debit cards are actually more risky. Because now with the contactless payments, if you have any kind of debit card, you can still pay for smaller amounts directly with the debit card. The same is true for the credit card. And now with the 3D authentication, you generally have to put the PIN inside for your credit cards every single time you're doing some kind of bigger transactions. Another nice thing about credit cards is the way they are designed. So credit cards is essentially a loan that somebody is giving you, which is completely free for 7 weeks. That means when something fraudulent or some kind of like wrong transactions or something happens with that money, it is not your money which is going away, but the money of the issuer of the credit card. That means as soon as you report this, the credit card companies are generally a lot faster in resolving the issues than your debit card companies. And I've had previously like very bad experience with that. There was a fraudulent transaction made previously with my Foxbank account, and turns out that Foxbank did not do anything at all because they said they cannot get back the money which has already left the account, which was very disappointing because I previously thought if I'm paying with debit cards, it is a lot safer and like, you know, my money is not going to get cut in the wrong places, blah blah blah. But like when things go wrong, essentially nothing can save you, and it is even worse with the debit cards because the debit card is directly linked to your current account. That means as soon as somebody swipes that debit card, the money goes away directly from your current account. Whereas if something happens with the credit card, you can quickly call the credit card company and you can let them know about the fraudulent transaction that happens, and they are generally really fast in solving that issue with you. Now also when we started traveling and we have now our business in Denmark and we have to like pay for a lot of different kind of things, of course a lot of times I use N26 card directly for businesses which are safe in the sense that they have been established for a long time, and I do not generally use my card to swipe up in some like ATM which is in the middle of an alley or something. Of course there I'm a bit careful, and at times when my N26 MasterCard is making some kind of drama because again like it is a debit card and generally like there are distinctions made between the credit card and the debit cards, then I'm using the ADVANZIA MasterCard, and so far it has never given me any kind of problems. We have used it when we were in Turkey, we have used it when we were in India, so like, you know, the Turkish currency, then the Indian currency, then the Danish currency. In all of these currencies, the ADVANZIA MasterCard works really well. And I started with the credit limit of around 800. Now it has like gone way far to like 7,500, and it keeps on increasing every single month that you're able to pay your bill in full. Now, not just that, when you're paying your credit card bill in full, it also helps build your Schufa score. So this is like the credit score, the German version of the credit score, and this is also nice. That's why it is rather better that you are using some kind of credit cards from the starting, even for some kind of smaller transaction, so that your credit history builds up. Credit history means nothing else but every single time you owe some money to somebody, you have paid it completely. That means when you're buying a house or something, this really helps out, having different kind of credit cards and stuff, and you paying them, even if like you're not using them, it's completely fine. But as long as you're having them, even if you have some smaller transactions, you can use it and you can pay the money completely in full, and you don't have any kind of extra charge. Now with ADVANZIA MasterCard, of course it is free. So like whenever you're paying in euros, you're paying in US dollars, you're paying in Indian rupee, Turkish lira, whatsoever, it doesn't matter. It is completely free and you're getting real-time exchange rates. That means there's no markup involved, which is extremely nice, especially when you are doing a lot of transaction in foreign currencies. Now, whenever I have any kind of business expenses, most of the times they're happening in US dollars. And being in the Eurozone, like of course, sometimes you could be lucky that these companies are providing some rates in euros, but more often than not, you will still see some kind of products and services which are given in US dollars. So in those kind of scenarios, having the ADVANZIA MasterCard is very nice because again, like I'm not paying for any kind of markup whatsoever. If you have the other credit cards, for example, you have the AMEX PAYBACK credit card, you have the Amazon Visa credit card, there you have the 2% extra fee, which I like absolutely do not like. So ADVANZIA MasterCard could be a very nice addition to the free N26 bank account that you're using, because in N26 in the free plan, you cannot pay in foreign currencies without having any kind of extra charges. But in those kind of scenarios, then you can use the ADVANZIA card. In Eurozone, you can just pay with your debit card if you want, and otherwise when you're going outside, you can use the ADVANZIA card to pay for those things, and then you can do the transfer at the end when you're paying the credit card bill in euros directly, which can go from your N26 bank account. This is the way you have to like manage these finances. You sometimes have to do the micromanagement part, but this really adds up and it saves you a lot of money in the end. Now, one place where I wouldn't use this credit card is for taking out money from ATMs and stuff, because there it starts charging you some kind of fee. So there's some like specific like interest rate that you're being charged every single day that you took the money out from an ATM. So personally, I never do it, and I would also recommend you not to do it. But anytime, let's say you're in the restaurant, you have to pay with the card, you can pay it. You are in the Rewe, Aldi, whatsoever, Lidl and so on, you can pay with the credit card. That's not a problem. Any kind of petrol stations, any kind of online shops, again, this card is important because the German banks, they generally provide you some kind of VPay or some kind of other, let's say, local or regional debit cards, which are not applicable even when you're booking your flight tickets and stuff. At those times, I remember we had to book our flight tickets at cheaptickets.de because this was the only website which was taking PayPal. And because Alina and I, we didn't have any kind of credit card whatsoever, it was a real pain. But once you have a credit card, some kind of MasterCard or Visa, it becomes really easy. And like I said, when you're traveling around, ADVANZIA, Gebührenfrei MasterCard could be a very nice option. There are also some other good credit cards which I will talk about in other videos, but as a beginner credit card, this is perfect and it is easy to apply for. The rejection rates are very low in this because recently I was hearing that when somebody was applying for the American Express PAYBACK credit card, then they received rejections. But this is not going to be the case with ADVANZIA. Now, if you want 25 euros sign-up bonus for this credit card, you can sign up with the link given in the description and then put the code inside, which is also provided in the description. Sometimes it is 25 euros, sometimes it is 40 euros, and you get the sign-up bonus as soon as you use your credit card for any kind of purchase. So even if you go to Aldi or something and you buy a pack of eggs and you pay for it with your credit card, you get the sign-up bonus with that. And of course, it is a nice incentive these days to have a credit card, which just increases your possibilities of purchasing different kind of things. Never use credit cards for things which you will not be paying anyways otherwise for. Now again, an important point to remember, never use credit cards for overspending. Only use the credit cards for the things that you were paying anyways for. And so far in the last 2 years, I've never had problems with this overspending situation because I use the credit cards carefully, and I'm pretty sure you can do that too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sign up with the link given in the description and put the referral code inside, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.